I don't like where this is going. Stop! Stop! No, 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 no. Please, Larry, you don't understand. You don't know what you're doing here.
Jesus, that was loud. Anyway, guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is the Austinator, and today, holy shit, it's another episode of ShadowEye. Holy fuck.
Oh my god. It's gonna be perfect.
Oh, I hope it is, seeing as how we're bringing it back to life again.
I know, Austin. This is such a... Just like, it's perfect, because the last time we did one was about Diary of the Wimpy Kid.
And guess what? That stream was like a couple months ago.
Exactly.
So, I was like, you know what? We gotta bring this back. Okay?
Yes.
We need the views. Okay?
Yes.
The views are what matter. Except for the chat. We always love the chat. But the views always matter. Okay?
Absolutely.
And I was thinking to myself, what's a ShadowEye we could do? Should we continue with Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Or should we continue with this franchise that I know I'm going to fucking hate at the end of the day?
There we go.
With a prequel to a film that was complete horseshit. I chose the latter because today we're reviewing the prequel to Army of the Dead, Army of Thieves, directed by Goober, Zack Snyder. You're right. My apologies. I mispronounced his name. Okay, Zack is a hard name to say. Okay,
it's a very hard name.
It rhymes with hack and Zack. Hack and Zack. Hack and Zack Goober Snyder.
Wait, can I please pronounce it?
Yeah.
All right, so it's Hack Snooter. Hack Snooter here. Yes, it's Hack Snooter. Hack Snooter is here to present and destroy the DCEU and his own universe.
Oh, absolutely. But
Hack Snooter.
Before we begin with this prequel,
Hack Snooter.
Nindroid, where can I find you at?
All right, you guys can personally find me on my own YouTube channel, Nindroid243, where you guys already know. I'm sorry that my hair is kind of not combed down. It's because I don't have a hat on. But anyway, I'm on Austin's channel a whole lot. I'm on Ryan's channel quite a little bit when he's not talking about anime. Still waiting for that What If stream.
Yeah, I was supposed to do it last night, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know where he is because he hasn't texted me in like 3 days, but all right. Yeah, guys, also on my own YouTube channel where over there we're taking a little bit of a break with Galactic Chat. But we will be doing it again for season 9. And then we're always doing webcasts, which this week we kind of did our webcasts a little bit early, which was the No Way Home breakdown.
Yeah, so fuck you all.
So we're gonna do episode 4 next week, where we're gonna be ranking all the Spider-Man cartoons. Where it's gonna be very interesting to place our cartoons and where they are. I have personally seen every single cartoon. The guy right here has not.
I've seen a good amount.
He has not caught up with the 2017 series. I have seen every single episode though, and I don't know if you've seen all of Ultimate, Austin, but I've also seen all of Ultimate. So yeah, I can't wait. You know, I really can't wait to rank it. You know, and preps for No Way Home. Also, just a quick little shout out. Shameless plug here. Make sure you check out my Electro explanation video that I posted yesterday. You know, I kind of explained something that I know a lot of people did not actually notice in Amazing Spider-Man 2. I now have actually understood Electro's character arc or his character motivation, which is kind of impossible, I thought. But now I understand. So Go check it out. I don't know, Austin, if you've seen it or not, but you know, yeah.
Well, Ninjoid, I just want to be honest with you. Electro, he's blue.
He is blue.
He looks
No.
like Dr. Manhattan.
No, you know who I got better?
Who?
He's basically Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Freeze's son.
I knew it! I fucking knew it! This entire time, I knew it!
That's how his wife died, by giving birth with the lightning coming out. So
when she gave birth to him, was it like a thunderstorm? Was it just like
yeah, it was a thunderstorm at first. It was inside the belly a thunderstorm.
It's like when she was screaming, she goes, ah! And then you hear fucking lightning comes out. Of course. And we got, but before we can begin, let's go to the chat. We have Jack Slot in the house. What's up, Jack? So he's making a cinematic universe out of them. Yeah, he is, unfortunately. We got Dylan in the house. We got Kavari in the chat. What's up, Kavari? I sent you a link if you want to review it with us if you've seen it.
Come
okay.
on, buddy. Come on, Kavari.
Army of Thieves. Now, the last review we did, I thought it was the worst thing ever made. Like, it was a shitty zombie movie. It was a shitty movie in general. It made no sense. Lobster trucks. A woman gives guy head. That's what causes the zombie apocalypse. The zombies are only in Las Vegas for some
zombie
reason.
tiger, zombie baby, blah, 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 blah.
The zombie tiger.
Taco shop.
Yeah.
Taco truck. Yeah.
The zombie tiger was the best thing about it. Let's be honest.
Actually, the design of it looked pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. All right.
And then, of course, the ending, the terrific ending that makes total sense, where the fucking guy was in the safe the entire time, but yet he got bitten, but he didn't turn to a zombie right away. Instead, he became a zombie right out of the gate. Does that make any sense to you? No. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. So, this is the prequel to Army of the Dead, but instead of focusing on the other characters, it's focusing on Ludwig or Sebastian. I guess Ludwig is his fake name, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, Army of Thieves, the prequel. What is this movie about? Well, the movie is exactly what you think it is. It's a heist film that takes place before Army of the Dead. And it's just a heist
thriller.
Film.
It's a heist thriller film as well. Yeah.
What did I think of this movie? Let's just start off with that before we even get into it. I thought the movie, I didn't think was half bad. I think it was fairly solid, very straightforward. I think it's very straightforward, very simple, but I did think it was very fun. Keep in mind, this movie's not perfect. I have my issues with it. Some of the characters are kind of forgettable. I thought some of the jokes didn't really land. The action was I thought it was okay. I wouldn't say it was shot terrifically, but I thought it was fun. The characters, I would say Ludwig Sebastian, I thought he was a standout. I thought he was a very fun character. Gwen was a good side character. Gwen is basically the love interest. Brad, he was kind of like a villain, and then the policeman was cool. The characters are fine. They're just not memorable. And this movie is very simple, but yet it's like 2 hours long. But I think the movie is paced together better than Army of the Dead. I do think because the story is much more straightforward, I do think the movie actually works a lot better. And I will say that from the music was good. I think this movie, I guess in just my general thoughts, it's way better than Army of the Dead. Let's see here. Kavard comes in. People think we're hard on Zack Snyder, but honestly, we're giving him critical feedback on how he can improve as a filmmaker. Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. Like, I'll give him this. This movie was an improvement. Now, am I to say this movie is like a masterpiece? No. But I do think there are things he can still improve on later down the line with these films if he knows what the hell he's doing, which I don't think he does because the first one was bad. And the only reason why this was somewhat decent was because it's just a basic heist film. Ludwig himself, he again was a good character. I thought he was very fun. He had a lot of personality to him. He definitely felt like he had a lot of energy. Like I really liked kind of like he kind of was a loser, which he kind of was in Army of the Dead, but I think he was honestly one of the better characters of Army of the Dead. And he did a good job here. I think he played his part really well. Gwen was just a stereotypical love interest. Well, I wouldn't say stereotypical. She has a lot of traits I like about her. This film definitely works in the sense of I think it's paced together really well, like I said. And the ending kind of leads into Army of the Dead because it's a prequel. So I would say overall, Army of Thieves is enjoyable. I would say if you just want like a basic heist film, you'll get that with this movie. You basically get the love story, plus you get like the one of the team members turns on them, and then you get there's like a couple action sequences in the bank. There's like a chase sequence. It's basically your run of the mill heist film, if that makes any sense. And they do try to piece together they kind of have to tie this into Army of the Dead. So of course they got to mention the zombies, which they do. They show the zombies a couple times in like flashbacks and like the news and stuff. So at least they tied this film to the previous movie. So this movie at least has a reason to exist. With that being said, does this have anything to do with zombies? If you ignore the couple of zombie scenes, they really aren't in the movie. Like, and I think that's probably why I like this movie more, is because they ignore the zombie aspect. Because the zombie aspect is just god awful. Because the zombie aspect made no sense. It didn't really work. It just felt out of place. It was all over the place. The time travel stuff made no sense. A lot of it just didn't work. So I'm glad they kind of reduced the zombies stuff, even if the zombie stuff, even here in this movie, doesn't work. So while Ninjoid gets back, because I think Ninjoid had to leave for a bit, I'll just talk about the plot. So basically, there's these three vaults, right? I think there's like these there's these three safes that were made by hang on a minute. I think Hans Wagner was his name. Hans Wagner made these three safes based off of sorry about that. He had to make he made these three safes, and he encased himself in like another safe because he lost his family or something. And so Ludwig wants to or no, excuse me. Basically Gwen I guess hires him to be the safe cracker for these safes because he knows a lot about them. So you meet the entire squad of characters. You meet Gwen, who's basically the leader of the group. You have Karina, she's like the hacker. Rolf, he's like the getaway driver, and then you have Brad, but his real name's actually Alexia because he wanted like this heroic name, Brad Cage. So Brad Cage, he's basically kind of like he's like the gunman, like he's like the hero character, but again, it's a run-of-the-mill heist film because if what I'm describing to you kind of sounds like a pretty generic film, it kind of is. So Ludwig, he's breaking into safes, but as the movie progresses, you see like this police officer. The police. I think he's like a police captain of sorts. So there's this police captain, Delacroix, who was like an agent who's like been trying to I guess he wants revenge on Gwen and Brad because he's been chasing them for years, something like that. So as the film progresses, like you see that Sebastian has like this crush on Gwen, and then Brad finds out, and Brad and Gwen are dating. So Brad gets pissed off and jealous, and then after they crack the second safe, Brad actually like he betrays the group, and like he like because they broke into well, actually, here, let me talk about the heist real quick. The first one was like at like a credit union or something like that. It was at a credit union, and then they had it was like a very easy sequence, which was pretty fucking laughable. Not laughable in the sense of it was bad, but it was just like it was really easy. But I think they understood that it was easy. Then the second one was harder because they were actually at like this bank, and there's like all this like security, and then they apparently fucked up because the guards found it, and then next thing you know, Brad has to come in. He's got to like, and he was actually shooting tranquilizer darts into the guards, which I thought that was cool because at first I'm like, oh god, that's horrible CGI with the bullets. But then when I found out it was actually tranq darts, I'm like, oh okay, these actually look pretty good, or not as bad. So as this is going on, they break they finally get to the second safe. Unfortunately, like the cops find them, and then they're like doing this chase sequence where like the van is going down the road, and then Gwen gets in, and then when Sebastian goes in, Brad just shoves him out, turns on him, and then Gwen leaves, and then I believe Karina leaves because they're like, well, we hate you. And because Gwen's thing in this movie is she just wants to do it because she's doing it basically for the thrill, whereas Brad and Rolf, they're in it for the money, and Karina's there because, again, she's the planner, basically. So then there's this chase sequence between the police and Ludwig. I'm going to switch between Ludwig and Sebastian because they're the same character. So there's this huge chase sequence, which was fine. Then Gwen and Karina meet up with them and say, hey, listen, we want to help you. Or we need you to help us. And then they're like, oh, okay, fine. He's like, fine, okay. So next thing you know, they're going to, I believe it was Paris, I think it's Paris, right? I think it's Paris. And so they go to this place and to get to the third safe. And then they pulled a fucking like master plan here.
Yeah.
So I have no clue what I was like that shit made me go, holy fuck, they thought ahead. That's actually pretty brilliant. Basically, when it got moved up, they actually, I believe Gwen stole a truck that had the vault in it, and then Ludwig has to crack it while in the truck. Meanwhile, Brad and Rolf, they find them eventually because the tracker on the phone. Ludwig cracks all three safes, and then meanwhile the police guy, Delacroix, he ends up finding them, and so Delacroix first arrests Brad and Rolf because again, there's like this standoff between Gwen and Brad, and she ends up tying them to the truck, and he finds them, and then at the end of the film, there's like this boat that they're going to go on. They're going to go find the safe from Army of the Dead afterwards, and so I was gonna say LaCroix, but it's not LaCroix. Delacroix.
Yeah.
He finds them, and so he's basically like, okay, well, I'm gonna take you both in, and she's like, well, how about you take me in, and then he can go free. And Delacroix's like, all right, deal. And then Sebastian's like, fuck. So basically that was the end of the movie. she gets captured, and then the end of the movie is basically Batista and then the girl from Army of the Dead, and they're like, "Hey, we need your help," and then he's like, "Okay, I'll help you."
Yeah, it's setting up. Yeah.
That was literally the entire movie. I described the entire movie in about like a few minutes.
Can I tell them now my thoughts on this movie?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just start with the freaking thing. All right. Sebastian or Ludwig, was it, or
Yeah.
whatever? I forget his. I really hated that name, so I'm really okay that they changed it to Sebastian, even though I don't really like Sebastian as a name. It's a lot more normal than Ludwig. 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 It seems like he's just a little wig. Little
Damn.
wig. Little wig. But anyway, I honestly, actually, I do like some parts of this movie, but I still think it's a piece of shit. And
Damn.
let me explain why. Well, no, not a piece of shit. Let me actually correct that. It's a C minus ish movie. It's like average. It's mediocre for me. Like it's not like the best thing. I will say though, I was heavily more entertained in this thing
Yeah.
than freaking Army of the Dead, because I'm sorry, at least the heist stuff is entertaining. They throw in a love story kind of thing, like a little bit of romance that actually makes sense, unlike the last movie where it's like, oh, I love you, and then they get killed. It's like now it's here, like it makes sense now, like it flows a lot more. I will say that I do like that this is 6 years before Army of the Dead
Yeah.
as well. Let's start talking. I do have some of my notes here. All right, so I'm not a horror guy. You guys all know that. Like, I'm okay with some horror stuff, like Nightmare on Elm Street. I do like the first one. I still haven't seen the rest. Halloween, I've also seen the first one. Have not seen the rest yet. So yeah, I will say the first one was actually pretty good. Not gonna lie, but my main stuff with horror is I don't like zombies. I don't like dolls. Like put me in a room watching Annabelle or Chucky, I'm gonna freak out probably. All right. But anyway, to be real though, and also no clowns. All right. So that limits my options as a horror guy. So when I watch this movie, it's a strange hybrid of, or a strange mix of heist and zombie type of movie as well. I more lean to it's a heist movie because all the zombie gore stuff is saved in the dream sequences,
Yeah.
as you do know. And we just see on TV, oh, there's some zombies, attack
Yeah.
and all of that. We're getting really a heist in the South, like coast or whatever,
Yeah.
which I do really like that aspect. It's a lot more unique, a lot more creative. I actually like Gwen as a character. I feel like the romance between her and Sebastian could have been a lot more if this was like not a prequel,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense. Um, I do like Sebastian's or Ludwig's or whatever the heck his old name was. His like strange offbeat hyper activity made him a lot more entertaining as a character. Like he's a lot more it's better than the last one. That's all I'm gonna say. Like you're entertained within the scenes and all of that. And I mean, like I was okay with the ending. Like the biggest thing is I did not care for Army of the Dead, so I walked into this saying I'm not going to care about this one. I do care a lot more about this one though, because at least I was entertained with it.
Yeah.
Where the last one almost put me asleep, and almost just made me say, yeah, I really hate Snyder, and this is what shows. Where with this one, I like, isn't the actor directing this one as well?
If I'm not mistaken, I think he did.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the directing was so much better in this as well. Writing wise, I mean, yeah, it's better. I mean, like, everything's better in this one. I'm not gonna say it's some masterpiece like the
No.
Snyder Cult members. It's just like an average movie. If you want to put it on to sleep or anything, yeah, sure, why not? You know, like,
Yeah.
if it's a good, oh, I need to go bed. Let me put on Army of Thieves. Yeah, you'll fall asleep, all right? But in a good way. It's not like a bad way where you're going to be like, I hate this movie. I'm glad I'm closing my eyes and falling asleep. No. No. It's an okay film. All right?
Yeah. It's like a popcorn movie if you have nothing to do,
Yeah.
pretty much.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Like, my thing is with Army of Thieves, to me, it's just a generic heist film. That's kind of what it is. It's not like, and I think I said this earlier, it's mainly because a lot of the things you see in this movie, other movies have done it, and they probably have done it better.
Yeah. It's almost like Zach just looks at other movies and he kind of grabs his own unique ideas from, well, I mean, by unique, his most unique stuff though are like super far-fetched. Like, look at Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
Zombie babies, guys. Now they can give birth. I mean, like,
Yeah, that was fucking stupid.
no.
I will say with this movie, it was a lot more straightforward. I don't know if you agree with that, because I was actually able to follow along with this film a lot more.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I meant by that. What I meant by like Strange Hybrid is that it leans more to like, it doesn't really know what it wants to be at some points. Doesn't want to be a heist movie, doesn't want to be a zombie movie. But it's like a strange hybrid in the middle, I like to say, which I do like, though it's leaning more to heist, because I'm not a zombie guy, really. Like, Dawn of the Dead was okay to me.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead was better than this.
Oh, no, it is.
Yeah, 100% it's better than this. And I still think that movie's just okay. This movie is okay, but in a lower tier level. But both movies are better than Army of the Dead.
So the thing is with that though, I wouldn't even consider this a zombie movie. Like,
yeah,
there's like maybe a couple scenes with zombies, but there's not a lot. Like, there's the dream sequences, there's a couple of them, and then I do know there's a couple scenes and a couple of mentions of the zombies, but that's just because they were trying to tie that into Army of the Dead.
Yeah, so honestly, I mean, yeah, I'd like the heist-ish feel. Honestly, bro, like, it's a good movie. Like, I'm not gonna come on here and just say it's full on trash. I hate everything. No, it's just okay, honestly.
Like, there's not anything particularly wrong with it, but it's not necessarily memorable.
No, it's not. No, it's not whatsoever. But yeah, it was an okay watch.
Like, the acting in this film is good. Or it's good for this movie. Ludwig is basically a standout just because I think he had more to do. The male Gwen, I think Sebastian and Gwen had some good chemistry. There are just a lot that I think this movie does well. There are a couple jokes where I do feel like they don't necessarily hit the mark as much, but I thought overall nothing was entirely bad. I would say visually it looked good. Like, I like the during the heist sequences where you see the gears turn. Like, I thought that looked pretty good. Like, that definitely worked. And you know what? It's one of those things where I'll say this. It's just not, I wouldn't say it's not eventful. I just say it's just a pretty okay. It's just generic and it's okay, but I was entertained throughout the film. That's the most I could say. It's just Army of the Dead was fucking horrible. And I think that's the sad thing is that Army of the Dead's the only other thing that you could compare this to. Like, compared to Army of the Dead, this movie's fucking amazing. But if we're considering Dawn of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead is way better than both Army of the Dead and Army of Thieves. But Army of Thieves compared to Army of the Dead, it's okay. That's what it is. It's just okay. But honestly, sometimes I would rather have an okay, entertaining movie than a movie that's trying to do too much and it's shit. So I'm gonna go through the comments here. But Army of the Dead was like 1/2 or 1/3 of a film. No, it was a movie that Zack Snyder should not have done. Because that movie was complete, but it made no sense. If he keeps making more, it could come together like a time travel film. I really hope they don't do that, because to me, that wouldn't make any sense. Like the TV show, Future Man turned something that seemed dumb, and then later was cool. But see, that was done better, and you had somebody else who was doing it, not Zack Snyder. Sorry, World War Z did it better. World War Z did do it better. Give it a real ending. But if Army of the Dead is the best Snyder can do, then no thanks. Yeah, I agree. If this is the best they can do, then I genuinely have no hope for this franchise to get off the ground. But I don't think it is. I think he's just mad. No, I'm not mad. I think he's doing that self-aware. Fuck you to someone. We're just not close enough to really get. Let's see. Snyder hasn't made a good movie since Dawn of the Dead, 300, Man of Steel. I would put Watchmen in that list. I think Watchmen was definitely one of his better films. Jackson's like, I don't think Ninjoid liked it. He's gonna rip into it. Nah, surprisingly, you were wrong, Jackson. I actually didn't rip into it like I thought he was going to. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, this is shit. Oh, this is trash.
No, it's not like Venom Won't There Be Carnage.
Which I actually might be going to see it with my grandfather if it's still in theater.
Yeah, dude, it should still be in there. Yeah. Watch that movie more than Eternals.
And I'm probably gonna go see Ghostbusters Afterlife with my dad tomorrow, because I'm actually going home for Thanksgiving break tomorrow. So
that's nice.
Let's see here, and it's connected, so that adds to each film. That's true. So if done right, even with a simple plot done a million times, be cooler and cooler. And now he's using the same format to make them like the films. I was like, what the fuck is this trash with the first one? But I think by the time we find out where it goes next, the first one could be cool in its own way. He's like, I have way more hope than you guys. Well, if you see, I genuinely have no hope for this franchise. Just because this movie was okay doesn't mean the other stuff there's going to be good.
Oh, no. And you know why it was actually good? It's because there were actually good characters, or good enough characters in this. Like, they're not even the best characters, but at least they were decent enough to be, enjoyable, to be okay with it,
And it's a story that's not overly complex.
At least it's not shit and piss.
You're right. You're absolutely correct.
It doesn't deserve the piss bottle.
No, it doesn't. So
yes, the piss bottle.
Let me just say this. Let's talk about what other things in this film franchise before we even continue with Army of Thieves. First, they're going to do a prequel like television show called Army of the Dead Lost Vegas.
And see, that's the thing. At first, I thought that's what Army of Thieves was going to be. I got so mistaken. I was like, oh, Army of Thieves is a TV show. It's going to be the prequel TV show. No. Nope.
Yeah, and that's going to be an anime show, so we know Ninjoid's going to hate that.
Oh, I'm going to absolutely hate that.
And would you believe they're going to make a Army of the Dead sequel? It's going to be
That's gonna
called
hate me.
Planet of...
We're gonna rant on that film. Trust
It's-
me, we're gonna rant on that.
It's gonna
Like
be,
I'll even make my own review for that on my own channel. I'll
It's gonna be-
rant about that all the way. I'll be like, this is beyond shit of Eternals. This is double dog shit. It's the worst piece of shit I've ever laid in my life.
So it's called Planet of the Dead. You want to hear some of the ideas that Zack Snyder has literally tossed out? You want to hear these ideas?
Yes,
These great ideas? These
Yes.
picture perfect ideas?
Yes, because Zack Snyder's a masterpiece writer. He is God in the movie industry. My God. Like, yeah, my God. He's the movie God.
And
Absolutely, 100%. No, he's not.
so apparently, you know the guy that got bit at the end? He's gonna become the new Alpha Zombie. And guess what? They're gonna set up some of these. They're gonna continue some of these plot lines, and they're gonna set up some of these things. Obviously, Zeus the Alpha is being sent to a place. They're gonna continue with the time loop thing. Robot zombies are gonna become a thing.
Okay.
Robot zombies. Of course, zombies being able to have sex. Of course. Also,
What's next? What's next? The main character is gonna have sex with a zombie? Like, that's gonna be a sex scene? Like, the zombie's like, and then we'll get subtitles. Put it in me, daddy, or something like that.
and then of course, you know how Ludwig died in Army of the Dead?
Yes,
Well, apparently he's gonna come back.
as a zombie.
Time loop? No, we don't know.
Ooh, that's gonna be perfect. Yo, what's another thing that's gonna happen? He's finally gonna get his food truck. His taco truck.
Batista's gonna come back as
Yep.
part of the time loop, and he's gonna
Yeah.
grab a food truck.
Yeah, like come on, Austin. You know that's gonna happen. Someone's at least gonna have a food truck. Come on.
Yeah, I saw Ludwig's
Yeah.
gonna have a food truck.
Yeah, the zombies are gonna have a food truck. Yo, those robot zombies are gonna have a food truck. They're
gonna run the
We don't
food
have
truck
to
with
eat.
zombies.
We don't have to eat, but we'll serve it to you. And then right when they serve, they'll bite you somehow, and then you become a zombie. There you go, guys. Zack Snyder, there's your biggest new idea.
Oh my god. Oh man. Jesus. Fucking Zack Snyder. If this is true, and that's what the sequel's gonna be, I know it's gonna be garbage. There's no way. Robot zombies. How the fuck are robots gonna turn into zombies? That's a genuine like. What? Woo! God, that pisses me off. After seeing both Army of Thieves and Army of the Dead, any hype for Snyder's next movie, Rebel Moon, which is set to be the next Star Wars franchise?
No, that's already scary.
No.
That's
I love
already
your
scary.
answer. You're just like, no.
That's already scaring me. Like, that is like my next biggest fear of Hollywood. Somehow Rebel Moon is like better than Star Wars. Like, no, not better, but they'll like say it's better. People are gonna then say, oh, you know what? It's actually great. It's actually better than Star Wars. It's better than George Lucas's, A New Hope. It's better than Empire. It's the better Star Wars of Star Wars, even though it's not called Star Wars.
It's like,
that is my biggest fear. That is my biggest fear, and I know it's gonna happen somehow. Some people, those Snyder Cult members, and I'm gonna hate them. I'm gonna hate Snyder then. I already don't like Snyder enough with Man of Steel and BVS, really. And I actually really did like his Justice League, but that doesn't mean that everything else is a masterpiece.
Army of the Dead, for example. That was horrible.
my top 3 Snyder movies are, and I'm gonna be having to be honest, his Justice League movie to me is the best one. Then Watchmen. All right, I really loved Watchmen, and then 300, and then if I had to do a fourth one, Dawn of the Dead. All
Yeah.
right, those are my 4 favorites. Justice League, his Justice League is to me almost a masterpiece. Just change a few things from it and maybe trim it down a little bit. I think it's a fantastic movie. Like
It-
it's really good,
If you trim it down to maybe 2-3 hours, I would have liked it a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. And you can rewatch it then a lot more as well.
Yeah, because I'm
You know?
sorry, 4 hours is ridiculous.
Yeah, and exactly. And knowing Snyder, the way that he trims movies, I mean, look at BVS. He trimmed out a lot of shit from BVS that
And it
actually
sucked.
it sucked of what he trimmed out, because actually what he trimmed out would have made the movie better, at least. Like I think his extended cut with BVS, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Is it still fantastic? No, it's not fantastic. It's not great either. The least I would say it's good, at least. Like Ben Affleck is great as Batman in it. I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
know, but besides that, what is there else to really say?
Nothing. And that's the problem with Zack Snyder. His movies are too damn long. It's like he doesn't know how to make a movie that's under 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and see, that's the thing that Warner Brothers, I'll say it's Warner Brothers' fault, because Warner Brothers first hired Snyder, and Snyder did Man of Steel, but he was not signed up after Man of Steel to do a whole series.
No, he wasn't.
He was just assigned do this one movie. And because they were, like, I guess, pleased with Man of Steel, then they were like, you can do whatever the heck you want. And Zach's like, yo, what? We got to do BVS, then we got to do my Justice League, then Justice League 2, and then Justice League 3. Then you can put in so many other bullshit things, like Suicide Squad, and all these other filler movies. But I don't give a shit about what the filler movies are doing. I'm just going to focus on my own story. And then I'm over here like, you got to focus on everything, Snyder. Also, you got to make movies like 2 hours and 30 minutes at most. Like I'm sorry, but that's the normal length for any Marvel movie. 2 hours and 30 something minutes, or 2 hours and 20.
Yeah, if you
somewhere
can
around
do
there.
it, if you can make a movie with that length, then I think you are a good filmmaker. I'm not saying filmmakers who make long movies aren't good filmmakers, because a lot of filmmakers do a lot of great movies that are really long. However, when you do it with every movie, that becomes a problem, because
Yeah, exactly. Because even George Lucas himself said that, well, actually, the editing room actually said this. The original cut for Revenge of the Sith was around 4 hours long. So they had to trim out like a whole, half an hour from it, basically. And we saw a lot of those scenes in the deleted scene selection, if you do remember.
yeah,
But but there's still a lot of shit that they trimmed out because they thought it was just filler, which it was. Because just look at the theatrical cut of Revenge of the Sith. Do you really think that there should be anything majorly added to it besides maybe 1 or 2 scenes? No,
no.
just maybe 1 or 2. That's really it.
And
The
the
movie's
movie was
perfect as
great.
is. Exactly.
That's why when I hear people like, "Oh, well, we want the Lucas cut of Revenge of the Sith," I'm like, "No,
No, because
it's
it's
fine the
good
way it
as it
is."
is. It's
Exactly.
good as it is, or I would honestly just say, just like include maybe 1 or 2 deleted scenes, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I do like that Rebel side plot, like of Padme being one of the founders of the rebellion. I do kind of like that because that's actually canon. That's in the novelization. But I understand why you would cut that out because you wanted to focus more on Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Right, and they should have.
Yeah, exactly.
And the issue is though with Zach and WB, that whole situation is that at the end of the day, I understand, and this is the only time I'm going to talk about it on the channel. WB, yes, what they did to Zach was ridiculous, but WB had a fucking reason. It wasn't like they went after Zach maliciously. It wasn't like they went after him for no reason. Zack Snyder promised WB that the movie was going to make not only over $1 billion, which it didn't. He said that it was going to beat Civil War. How fucking stupid do you have to be to say it's going to beat Civil War?
See, that's the biggest thing. That is the thing that I would even fire him for that. If he's that crazy to say, oh, this is going to be that. Because I'm sorry, but you spent, okay, you're already doing, you did one movie and now this is your second one and you already are planning to introduce like the whole Trinity. I'm like, no, that takes like at least 4 or 5 movies to build up to. Like, you don't just do it in like one movie. You introduce Man of Steel, Superman, and then you introduce Batman, Wonder Woman. The next one, I'm like, no. You know what would have been better? Which hint, my cut of Dawn of Justice. You just introduce all 3 of them in one movie.
Yeah, and that honestly that actually would have made sense somewhat.
Yeah.
Like the thing is though too is that I get because WB was like, okay, well, we see how well Marvel's doing with their universe. Let's give ours a go. And honestly, the DC universe should work. A DCEU should work. You have the content to do so, but let's not also forget that Man of Steel was divisive already. Like that was divisive. Then yeah, BVS that was divisive. Like, well, like it's like at that point, it's like okay, well, should we keep going with this guy that keeps fucking us, or do we continue to risk and put more money into this guy?
And see, that's the thing. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Justice League, his Justice League movie, was the best thing I've seen from him in the whole DCEU. Like, I honestly, like, when I went into Justice League, even the theatrical version, I was like, you know what? I really love these trailers and all that. I really love all these character interactions. It seems like this movie's not going to be boring, unlike Man of Steel was a little bit and Dawn of Justice. To me, my biggest thing was they were slow movies.
They are.
Justice League, both versions, are not slow.
No, they
You
are.
know what they are? They're perfectly paced. You get sucked up in their stories and all of that. And maybe no, it's not just because of me. Like seriously, I really liked Aquaman. I really liked Batman. I really liked Wonder Woman. It's like, where was this type of Batman in Dawn of Justice? Like Batman was the best part of that movie, but still some of his stuff was a little bit slow as well. It's like you gotta have a perfect balance. And I blame Snyder for that because Snyder, I mean, like, he even came out on record. He fought with Chris Terrio because Chris Terrio, during writing Dawn of Justice, he's like, Chris Terrio was like, we need some more action sequences. No one's going to sit here in a boring movie and then the ending is just action, you know? And what did Zach say? No, no action till the end. And see, that's where it all falls.
Oh, we have Sean in the chat. What's up, Sean? Let's see here. Kavar says, I agree. Dawn of the Dead is better than both Army of the Thieves and Army of the Dead. Let's see here. Jack's Flaw. I see, just like Star Wars. I'm gonna watch them just to help it get that for no matter how trash it is. Terminator meets zombies. Sean's like robot zombie sex.
Robot zombie sex.
The zombie virus is nanobots. It's a perfect progression. And you know how many? You know how Netflix told him that amazing how many films you need? Lots. Kavari said comes in BVS is hot trash. Both versions. The first one is bad. The ultimate cut is fine. It's just boring.
Dawn of Justice, though, my cut is the best cut. Am I right, Kavari? Come on, buddy.
That is what they need. They want. We're talking about a film this much, even if it's trash in a way, you can still rip into it. Snyder got too cocky and too arrogant after promising Warner Brothers executives billion-dollar movies, and it didn't. Like I don't even think. No, like Man of Steel. No, Man of Steel didn't even make $1 billion either.
No, Man of Steel, BVS, or Justice League.
How many movies did it take to get to Civil War? I think only Aquaman made $1 billion.
It was 12 movies, Jack's Law.
Yeah. Says, isn't it funny that Justice League and BVS didn't make $1 billion, but Aquaman did? Yeah. Pretty fucking. It's pretty fucking curious that when Zack Snyder wasn't there, he didn't make $1 billion. They didn't make $1 billion, but when fucking someone else had it, they made $1 billion.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, supposedly David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad was so much better. And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, like, I was reading into it, and he even posted some pictures of his cut, and I was like, you know what, this cut would have been better, but I don't want to see it still. Like, I don't really care if I see it. That's the thing, you know?
Like, honestly, the DCU right now sucks so bad that honestly, I just don't care.
Yeah, just release all these extended cuts of all these movies.
And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of it is Zack Snyder's fault.
It is.
He killed everyone's enjoyment. I'm not saying this is everybody, but he killed my enjoyment of these DC films.
He did. And you know why? It's because of how boring his storytelling was within the first two films. Now DC fans are confused. What's canon, what's not. With at least normal viewers are. Like, they're like, oh, next Justice League movie is gonna be about Darkseid now. No, it's not. No, exactly. It's not. You know, that we might not even get a next one because of how bad the first one failed. And that's sad to believe.
Yeah. Now we've talked about the DCU long enough. Because I want this review to go for like an hour. So we got a few more minutes. So I want to final thoughts and kind of our grade before we wrap it up. Honestly, I'm gonna give this movie maybe a C+ or a B-, somewhere in that ballpark. I think the movie is fine for what it is. It's not anything that's like, oh my god, you have to go out and watch right away. It's just a typical heist film. You're not getting anything really special out of it. It's fine. As far as if I would want to see other movies in this franchise moving forward, no. I'm being genuinely honest, no. Because I just don't care enough at this stage of the game to really put my... Again, maybe I'll be surprised with Las Vegas. Maybe. But even then, I just don't care. That's kind of just my thing about it. I just don't care. Ninjawood, what is your final grade and final thoughts?
Mediocre C. In the middle. Middle's a solid C. I thought it was okay. I'm not going to repeat myself. I thought it was okay. Better than the first one. I mean, not Dawn of the Dead. Army of the Dead. Better than Army of the Dead. I'm going to continue doing these reviews, having to watch it with Austin because just like what he likes to say, I got to torture it with him. So, this was a lot of fun, Austin. I mean, I can't wait till we actually rant about Army of the Dead franchise again, though. Like
Oh,
this,
it'll happen in the spring of 2022. Where
I can't wait. I can't
the
wait.
anime show that's coming out, which I know you.
I am gonna freak out about that.
Are you gonna make a reaction video where you're gonna react to the trailer?
Video. I'll do a whole reaction video on it. I'll say this is dog shit.
You're like, I fucking hate it. I hate anime.
This deserves to be put into the P jar.
Exactly. We got Monster Paradise in the house. What's up, Monster? Kavari says DC needs to move forward into the future and put all the Snyder controversy behind them.
Mm-hmm. He does, and DC, they really do need to move on. That's all I'm gonna say. I know we're not gonna get into it though.
But I'm also say this: fans need to move on too.
That's another one. Yeah.
Let's see here. Sean is like, is it worse than season 7?
No.
No.
Season 7's definition of shit, unless it's Riverdale season 6.
Kavari, true, and it's crazy. Black Panther made more than all of them. Yeah, Black Panther made more than BVS and Man of Steel by like fucking miles ahead. So it just shows you what the fuck's been going on with Zack Snyder. Anyway, guys, I think we got like 3 minutes left, so I'm gonna take this time to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank Jack's Law, Monster Paradise, Sean, Kavari. You guys, thank you. I definitely appreciate you guys coming in, being in the chat. It's always a pleasure having you guys here. Mod's like, I'm looking good with the beard. Thank you. I appreciate it. With that being said, I'm hoping to do maybe a ShadowEye this coming week. Because I do want to finish these Diary of a Wimpy Kid reviews before the new one comes out.
When is that coming out?
Like December something. I don't know.
Okay.
So, more streams will happen later on down the line. Ninja, you can start. Where can they find you at?
All right, guys. I'm actually gonna have to jump off soon. So, you guys can personally find me on my own YouTube channel, Ninjaroid243. We're over there. Here's just a small announcement, which I'm actually gonna announce officially tomorrow on the channel. From the Darkness is not gonna be coming out next Christmas. Instead, it's gonna be coming out May 4th of this upcoming year. So make sure you check that out for more information. It's
actually coming out May 4th. It's not going to be moved up, moved down.
No, May 4th. May 4th is the official date. That's my deadline. It's not going to be moved up, moved down, because it's Star Wars Day. We got to celebrate with a blast. Am I right, Austin? We got
hell yeah, a blast,
brain blast. Yeah, exactly. And a proper conclusion to the Skywalker saga. 100%. One thing that connects my trilogy and also honors the other two trilogies. So make sure you check it out. We do have a lot of stuff. Also my Justice League cut is coming out soon, so go check that out. My Dawn of Justice cut will be coming out. I'm gonna be linking that soon. It's gonna be released December 1st. December 1st. I'm gonna be officially, I already have it all done, but I'll release it December 1st. So make sure you check that out. And yeah, guys, just keep on following the channel for fan edits, more Spider-Man No Way Home videos, just like the Electro Explained video. And Austin, this was a blast. Thank you very much for letting me come on.
No problem. Always love having you on. You can just find me on my channel. Like, it's because of scheduling problems, it's been very inconsistent. So check out the content whenever I release stuff. Check me out on Ninjoid's channel for webcast and Galactic Chat when that comes back and other
Yeah.
things. Definitely just subscribe to everybody. Subscribe to everybody in chat. Dylan, thanks for coming in. Jack's Law, Monster, Sean, all of you guys are great. Thank you guys for being here. With that being said, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Osnator signing out.
Peace.
Later, guys.
Until